Tell me what's on your mind.
Hey there, this is Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics. Looks like it's Nowheresville at the moment, but maybe we'll pick up some people later. I'm here with my good buddy, Mr. Shadow Punkus. There you go. Anyway, we
So
were
is
talking.
what's the deal? Is Belmont like he shows up when he shows up?
Yeah, he's on weed time, whatever that is. So
Always late.
yeah. Well,
Or always his own time.
Well, if it's on his channel and if it's his show, he's always on time. So in fact, he's early if it's his show,
okay.
So
I gotcha.
yeah. Well, it is what it is. I've been late to his show twice lately, so I can't say much anyway.
Where's Aaron? What's Aaron been doing?
I don't know. Aaron's been like covered up in work and writing and stuff. He had to back out of our project a little while ago. Hold on. We got Hojo going. Evening, gents. Got Yo, what's up? Good stuff, Comics Gator.
What's
and
up?
or afternoon. Yep, or afternoon.
You should
try
to get Comics Gator around here once or something.
Justin Late, what? Never. Well, if Good Stuff wants to come on, there's the link. The link is live.
Cool.
But I think he's like busy this time of day or something. Yeah.
It is in the middle of the day.
Yeah. No, it is what it is. Funny thing about it is, it seems like no matter what time he comes on, he's lighting up. So I'm not entirely sure what he does for a living that he's like able to do that. But I think his tolerance is so high, it just doesn't matter.
He probably works at home, maybe, right?
That's a possibility. No, I think he goes somewhere. He's talking about being somewhere for third shift. So that might be it. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. He's working on vids right now. Right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's got a nice setup. His channel's always got like a lot of commercials and stuff.
Which it's one of the really cool things about his channel, his show, is that it's very different and it's got a produced feel to it, right? And
he's a functioning pothead, so yeah.
Okay. Well, is there such a thing? I mean, I don't know.
Evidently there. I don't know. Evidently there is.
Define the word functioning.
Yeah. Well, that's true. But
if he's making vids and running a program, running his own TV show, there's YouTube channel, that's gotta be pretty good.
He says I'm doing editing for ETAP Wokium too. So okay.
Cool.
When you're cool, good stuff, you do what you want. Well, I think a lot of his secret is the fact his wife has that sexy voice. So that kind of helps things out a little bit.
That does not hurt in life.
I don't think it hurts at all.
No, it does not. No, it definitely doesn't.
Mr. Wendell McGowan II says all channels should be different. Yep.
It's a really cool thing about CG with all the different channels, and you just you kind of like some people are like a week ahead of time. Here's a link,
right?
And some people are like 10 minutes after the show starts. They're like, here's a link, and they're all kind of different,
Yeah, right.
It's all personality driven, I think,
Yep, right. Evidently, Hojo's a highly functional stoner as well. So
yeah. I defy that definition, but I understand what he means.
Well, that's true. You tend to be on the other side of things. You tend to be on the speed side of things, I think. So you're kind of like me. Yeah, you're kind of like me. You don't like your brain being any way, shape, or form foggy.
I'll tell you what, I need all batteries going at once just to make it through the day. So I can't afford to give away any brain cells.
Oh, okay. My day job is at a factory. I work second shift currently. I'm off for foot surgery. I'll go back in about 2 weeks. Yep. I hear you, man. Copycatting is the death of the creative mind. Yes, it is. And yes, I use her for voice and looks, and she writes a lot of our scripts too.
See, if everybody had and this is good stuff, then
I'm
our
serious.
lives would be.
I'm serious.
They would just. I mean, it's like the beautiful person in front that can get everybody to go. Yeah, I love that.
Well, there's I'll say a member of the inner circle who has a show. And he never got any traction until he started bringing his beautiful wife on. And then suddenly, he was like on Ethan's channel,
Hey,
So I mean, I'm not going to say there's a correlation there, but there appears to be some correlation.
Don't hate people because they're beautiful. It's not their fault.
Well, that's true.
Don't hate people because they're rich. It's not their fault. Right? I mean, rich women need love as much as poor women, right?
Yes, Shadowpunk, you are right. Well, poor women tend to leave guys for rich men, so
they do not. How dare you say that? Women are the better half. Men are just stupid.
Yeah, fellas, it definitely helps for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's proven fact that women are more oriented to security than they are than anything else. So,
it's a very strange thing. That I think I would look at it more like there are factors that are big deals for women, and one of them is emotional connection. And that's huge, right? And another one is the financial stability thing.
Well, good stuff has a different take on things. Unless the poor dude is hung. No. Okay.
And that has pitfalls also, right? If you follow your whatchamacallit your whole life, you're going to be in trouble.
Right. Well, I have a friend of mine, and he brags about that, but he's had like 6 wives. So evidently that might be like the way to hook them in, but to maintain it, to maintain the relationship, I think it like wears on them after a while. They,
I mean, after the 5 minutes, what are you going to do with the other 23 and a half?
Yeah. I guess you have to talk to people eventually. I mean,
that's what it is. You really, it's one of those things where.
Well, see, with guys, it's not like that. You can have a vapid woman, but if she's like got a racket you can look at, then she can just like prattle on all you want, and you're just like, yeah.
It is true. I think there's a thing. But here, if they're nice to get along with, and you have things in common, but she has a giant rack, that's no problem.
But, see you later. Good stuff. See you, man.
But but the woman is, if you are constantly conflicting like this, then it's not going to work, because
right.
People are different.
Yeah, I mean, my parents, they had one of those relationships that was very, very explosive. They were either like one of them were arguing so bad that one of them had to leave, or they were crawling all over each other. It's disgusting. So
okay.
There didn't seem to be an in between. I've confirmed this with my brother. That I was like, "Did I remember this right?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, you remember it right."
Well, that sounds passionate.
Well, yeah, they were like, I don't know, they went together pretty well, but personality wise, but they were like polar opposites. He was like exacting. He was like controlled. He was like organized, and she was like a living id. Okay, just batty, and flighty, and like the speed. And as a matter of fact, she could drive a car better than most men.
Okay.
We had a 6-speed station wagon, a Datsun 210. Okay. Those things maybe had a little bit more horsepower than a wind-up toy. Okay, this is like early days, and this is a Datsun. This is when the cars were really small, right? But we had this neighbor who had a 1968 Chevelle, that
Oh wow.
was his baby. I mean, he wiped it down
Sure.
with a diaper. Okay.
Sure.
Uh, and we were he challenged her, and my mom was pretty low. She was like pretty low key seeming, but she did not take challenges lightly, right? And he's like, hey, the idea was like advanced that, hey, let's all go to the lake, and so that was decided upon, and then he made the fatal error of saying, race you there, and so she's like, well, okay, I need to go into town to get my son, which was my next older brother, and and so she goes running into town. And I remember, man, we were I mean, I was in the like cargo area of the station wagon. This is back before seatbelt laws and everything. And I was like flying back and forth. She had all the picnic stuff in there. Then she went and got my brother, picked him up from her sister's, dropped him off at the McDonald's, and then went straight out to the lake, beat the guy there for 15 minutes.
Oh wow.
And he he didn't, to this day he hasn't lived it down. People still bring it up to this day. And
But you bring up a good point. Like,
mm-hmm.
Why? I mean, it kind of begs, the whole story begs the question. Like, why would your mom really care? Why is it important to win that battle? I mean, some people are different.
Well, that was pride for her. I mean, she was known in the neighborhood for like laying down black marks on demand.
Wow.
I mean, they used to like, so they see her driving by and they're like, spin, 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 spin. And she would lay a black mark every time, man. And but it used to drive my dad crazy because he'd come home with a new speeding ticket like every other like week or something. And it drove him crazy.
Speaking of cars, this weekend here in Michigan, Detroit is the world famous Woodward Cruise. So I live like a mile from Woodward. So you see like the Chevelle you're talking about.
Yeah.
You see all these kick-ass cars, and
people just, it is Detroit.
It used to be Detroit, and
it used to be. Yeah.
And people here are still kind of like into the car thing.
Right,
and people love it, man. Cool fucking cars.
Okay, hello 24 Eyes.
Boxes.
And what's up, 24?
Yep. Hey, Belmont. Welcome in, man.
What's up?
Chat at the chat, driving at the moment. Have you ever heard of the I can't remember what they called him. There was this car that used to like cruise the races on weekend. Every few weekends, this car would show up, and it was a Dodge Charger with the original 6-pack, but he had like a gator top on it, right?
Okay.
And this car, it belonged to actually belonged to a traffic cop, but nobody knew who this guy was. He would show up, he would dominate everybody, and then instead of stopping and like getting his accolades, he would just drive off, and he became legendary that way, right? And years and years later, this man, he passed away, and he turned the car over to his son and told him, just don't sell the car. I promise me you'll never sell the car. And so as soon as it kind of became known, he wanted to fix up the car. So he went to like a local expert, and the local expert had actually said, you know what you got here? And he's like, no, I have no idea what I got here. He's like, this car is legendary, man. Because his dad was a cop, so he never had an idea that his dad was like this famous street racer, man. And he was
right.
Yeah, and he took on everybody and kicked everybody's butt. I mean, he was like legendary as a cop, and his dad was so badass. So this is a black man, by the way. not that it matters, but it kind of jays you into the story.
Sure.
But he came out of the Army, went into law enforcement, and then at some point he went back into the Army and became a Green Beret.
Okay.
Yeah. So first time he was in, he was like airborne, and then he went back into the Army, became a Green Beret later in life, and then he came back out, went back into law enforcement. But he had this car, man. Look up the story. It's actually it's now registered as a historic vehicle.
Cool.
I mean, this guy was like legend. He was just, and he was a cop, right? He was a cop the whole time.
What's really fun about that too is that in like a certain region, you'll have those like mythical things.
Yeah.
Like that, and the people. I don't know if this guy he just wanted to do what he wanted to do, or did he say, "I'm going to make this legendary thing," right?
Well,
because if he said, "I'm going to make the legendary thing," and went out and did it, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, no, he just liked racing, but since he was a cop, he couldn't do it like officially. So
the legend just happened.
Yeah.
And behind the iron mask.
Right.
That's cool.
Right. Yeah, it was a I can't find it, but there's like a documentary out about it. But this car is like considered, it's registered historic now. But he had people just like throwing money at him. While this car was in the garage, people were like just, hey, your dad's ready to sell that car, and his dad had just passed away. And he's like, no, it's not for sale. He told me not to sell the car. And he's like, well, if you ever decide to sell it, And he's like, what is the deal with this car?
Cool.
And he just talked to a car restorer, but that car restorer had actually worked with his dad and knew what it was. And he just told him, he's like, that car is like, that's like Batman's car, okay? That's like the Batmobile. Right. I mean, that car is iconic, And yeah, he took on everybody, all comers. I think he never lost, but he was taking on cars that were like set up to for drag racing, and he was still kicking their butt. That was back when they made the cars out of the factory, with incredible like drivetrains and stuff like that. But he had the top package engine with a 6-pack on it, and he had
that's cool.
Yeah, but he was like whooping everybody.
He turned out he was a really kick-ass car.
Oh yeah, but especially back then, man, those cars were good.
So you mentioned the Green Beret.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So have you ever thought to yourself, could I make it through like SEAL training or something like that, right?
Right.
So you think of your friends or whatever, like I think this guy could do it, right?
Uh-huh.
But even if I physically could do it, I would be like, okay, so now that the training's over, we're not going to get in the water and get dirty all the time, right?
Right.
We're not going to go to hot and cold places that really suck being around.
Yep.
I'm going to have a desk, right?
Nerds. Napalm, brother. Whatever.
Cool.
Nerds!
Hello, Octagon. Yeah, anyway, Octagon. Actually, that friend of mine that had 6 wives, he's actually an ex-Green Beret. And he told me about the training, that the training for Green Beret is actually as bad as the SEALs.
Really?
And they have their own Hell Week. It's called Q Course. And it's just as salacious as the Hell Week is. But the Green Beret are actually on level with the Navy SEALs, but they're just not like, people mix them up with the Rangers all the time.
What it is? Like the media over like a decade, but they'll have a movie with John Wayne called The Green Berets. Everybody wants to be a Green Beret after that.
Hey, General Piggy.
What's up?
What's up, Piggy?
Well, actually, believe it or not, one of the most elite fighting forces in the United States is actually in the Air Force. And it's equal to the SEALs. It's equal to the Green Berets. It's called the AFSOC. Air Force Special Operations Command, and they go in places that the Green Berets and SEALs don't, and so. But they're like way under the radar. I mean, nobody even talks about them. But they are every bit as badass as.
Well, I had no
Green
idea
Berets.
that even existed.
Yeah, exactly. They don't advertise, but they are every bit as badass as SEALs, and some people would say they're even more badass than SEALs and Green Beret.
Well, there's also this thing though that hypothetically, let's just say I'm a Green Beret, okay, or whatever.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you do have to sit down and say, I'm serving the purposes not of the American people.
Right.
You're serving the purposes of these people that have control of our government.
Right.
And so they'll make up scenario like wars in certain places where freedom has to be defended because they made the whole freaking thing up. Like the Cold War or something, right? But at some level, I bet you a lot of these guys go, "This is bullshit. I'm not doing this anymore."
Well, yeah, a lot of them do, and that's why there's so many. There's more Green Berets than there are Green Berets. Actually, there was a group of them that have left the armed forces, and hey, Woodrow held a chat, man.
What's up?
Colonel O'Neill with 2 L's. Yeah. But there's a group of them that actually went into Afghanistan and got some of those people out. But
really?
They are outside of the government. They went in there on their own dime and got some people out.
Really?
But then the government took credit for
it. Isn't that what Rambo did? Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I just need you to drive the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Well,
Mission Impossible. That in the movies, that's their thing.
Yeah.
You disavow it if you get caught.
Right. Yeah, the IMF, the Impossible Mission Force. Yeah.
And not to be confused with the International Monetary Fund.
No, not to be. No, definitely not. Cold War wasn't made up. Actually, we see the fruits of infiltration now, and not just in the West.
That's not true.
They'll create their own comics kings.
You can't say that without some pushback. So it was real in the sense that there was a thing called the Soviet Union that was real.
Yeah.
That were communist, and there was hypothetically the United States government, which hypothetically defended freedom, but in reality, the global banks created communism.
Right.
And they took down the Russian Empire on purpose, and they put their agents to control Russia in there on purpose. And so and it goes farther. I'm telling you, dude, it's fucked up. It's crazy shit the way they're gonna do it.
I got you. I don't. I mean, at this point, I mean, I'm not doubting anything at this point, right? I didn't know this, but the last time some of these egregious actions were taken by the FBI, the fact that right after the FBI was founded or formed, Woodrow Wilson was using them as his private army.
Shocker. Shocker.
So FBI was basically formed to do what they're doing right now.
So you mean, when you say what they're doing right now, you mean like
be a part of the left wing,
being being basically the Stasi for the left wing,
or just for the state.
No, pretty much the left wing. Anyway, read up on your Frankfurter school. We'll talk after that. Okay.
That makes total sense.
Bring me Robin. Rozzy Lee. Bring me Robin. I don't know what that is. Okay.
Red Robin? Those burgers are good.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I hear you, man. I just think I mean, honestly, I think we're seeing like we're starting to see things that have been working in for generations here. We're starting to see like fruits of things that have been set up like generations ago. And a lot of it started with Woodrow Wilson.
He is
a lot of it.
Son of a bitch. I mean,
League of Nations, which eventually became
the UN.
UN started under him, and
Well,
it
the
was
worst thing that Woodrow Wilson did was sign the Federal Reserve Act, and he did it on Christmas night when nobody was watching.
Yep.
And so he did it hypothetically at midnight. That's why in the movie The Shining, there's that song you can hear the song when he goes into the big room in midnight, and they're talking about how he loves a woman or whatever. But that's why Kubrick put it in there, because it refers to midnight.
Yeah. Anyway, in and around confirmed. I have no idea what that is. Totally agree, guys. Okay. Don't blame Robin, blame Amber. No idea. NGOs, IMF, WEF have created what you speak of. That's all I can say here. I know. I agree with you. And we dropped about 2 people all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, comic books are easier, right? People are happy about comic books. And I am too. I mean, it's one of those things.
This particular show, I don't like. I don't like put any restrictions on anything.
Well, speaking of
Eric
comic
Clay,
books,
what's up, dude?
Speaking of comic books, though, okay, so when are you going to start rolling out pages of your book?
Well, I was planning on doing something like that today. Hold on one second. Where are those other chats coming from? I'm confused. We are actually simulcasting. We got we're doing on the Luke Stone channel, the Belmont channel, and Telepathic Bunny channel, but we're also streaming on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. So yeah.
Is everything clean? I mean,
yeah. So yeah, we're trying to be high tech rednecks here, you know. So we're working on it.
So is it like 2 months before your book pre-launches, you're gonna start show people a bunch of the pages? Because I've seen a bunch of pages. I think the public needs them. Yeah. I think they're awesome.
Well, let me show something. I got this. Actually, I've been waiting for months until my guy could get to it. But he just finally got back to me. Hold on one second. What's up, Will? Joker fan. What's up, dude?
Hey.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody?
It's going good. It's going. I was about to show some stuff, man. If you don't mind.
Shadow Punk.
Yeah. Yep.
Shadow Man.
Stone Man. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
All right. The one from X today. That's the one I'm going to show. All right. Now this is what we started out with, and this is no way, shape, or form bad. Okay. But this is what we started out with, and this right here. Let me just kind of give you some, you know. So this is
Sean Connery.
That is not Sean Connery. No. Actually, I kind of had him based a little bit on Sean Connery, a little bit, but anyway,
a little bit.
Anyway, so that's no way, shape, or form anything to sneeze at. You know, it's good, but I wanted something a little bit more, and so I had X do a run on it.
Oh yeah, those are like enhanced backgrounds, like pop.
Yeah. So he did stuff like this painted stuff right here, right? And
like special.
You got some clean on that cloud right there. You got to clean up right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
cut off.
Yep. The power. He enhanced the powers. Like this right here is incredible.
Is that a spanking hand?
No idea. I think he does some spanking with it, but I don't think it's what you think.
Only when you're sober.
Anyway, only when you're sober, right? But look at the water dropping off. The extra power there, and
it's
then
like an extra level of nuance. And eye dazzle.
This is a good example. Like he did something in the background to give perspective, give depth to it, and a little bit of stars in the sky there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is he's going to be doing this to all my pages. I just wanted, I run my mouth off a lot about the writing being just as important as the art. So if I'm going to put out a book that has quality writing, I need to have the art. I'm going to be under scrutiny for my art now. Since I run my mouth and took a stand.
It looks awesome, man.
But
yeah, looks good.
Yeah, I mean, that's no way, shape, or form to denigrate Barbusco at all. I mean, because he painted over top and used a lot of the colors to kind of as a starting point. Pencil is Barbusco, is Ed from Barbusco, and his wife is the colorist.
Great.
And all the Xevious is doing is just like taking it and going that one level up.
A top layer of pizzazz.
Yeah. What I did today. Let me be bigging myself a little bit, but I printed some off of my home printer. Okay, and so this is what the page looks like with just the Barbusco Studios.
Uh-huh.
And this is what it's going to look like when you add Xevious' stuff.
Nice.
Man.
So, yeah, I was kind of like, this is kind of a lighter thing, so you can see a little bit better, but it's not as dark. The dark's a little lighter, but what I was looking for was I was looking to kind of like, just to have the art be something that's curbside, so I can get people to buy the book, so then they can get to the writing and see the writing is good. Totally. So I totally understand that that's you got to get through the door. You got to get your foot in the door, and the art is how you get your foot in the door.
Well, can I say something? Let me say something.
Yeah.
While you roll your thing out,
mm-hmm.
The pages before Xevious gets to them are still really cool.
And they are.
And if you want to draw as many people in, I don't see why you don't start rolling those out, or whatever else you have.
Well, I've been keeping the pencils, I've been keeping the originals roughs, and then the pencils and all the way to the colors. And now I'm gonna have like that extra thing like with Xevious. So like I can show you that from the first roughs all the way through the pencils, all the way to color, and then all the way to Xevious. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together kind of like a slideshow, like a pretty quick slideshow, so you can see these pages as they get developed.
At some point, what might be kind of cool for your thing is if you had one of those motion comic books, where it's like they did with Tiger Blue. Yeah,
definitely that. And Xevious does that kind of thing. He's not cheap though.
No,
I gotta get this thing produced before I start thinking about that.
That is true.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Let me see here. So Hojo says they're all watching you, Shadowpunk. So
they're not.
Eyes are everywhere.
I'm an insect.
Yeah, there you go. That's encouraging me to show the Xevious stuff, which is okay. I thought my chat was broken when I saw your chat pop up on the screen, but not in this chat. No, we are simulcasting, my friend. So let me see.
Just watch both at the same time and just have one volume off.
There you go.
And then you can chat in both.
Right. What's good, nerds? Neff always calls us nerds. It's like,
yeah,
that's right.
It's like, yeah, man, like you're not one, okay?
He's the king of the nerds, and we're just the nerds.
Takes one to know one.
Exactly. Hell Belmont.
Neener.
Yep. Hell Belmont, I recently joined your channel when you had my buddy Odin on. Yeah, Odin's dude. He's the
Yeah, that was a
dude,
good
man.
show, man.
He's on this channel too if you ever want to join, man. From time to time. Yeah, Odin's cool, man. He is. He's too
He's
cool
all right.
for us. He's too cool for us, man. I'm
Odin.
serious. He is. All right. Hello, gents. X Allen. Hey, man. This running live
X.
on 2 channels at once. It's running live on 3 channels at once.
I
Anyway,
wish I knew how to do that. Maybe
Well-
get more people watching me.
the Luke Stone showed kind of set it up for us.
You got to cross the
too.
streams.
Yeah.
Oh dear Lord.
Anyway.
Right.
I didn't realize you could stream 2 different YouTube channels at once. That's pretty cool. We're doing the 3, man. We're on 3. Anyway, all right. We're all nerds, nerd. Nerds. Anyway, been following you longer, T-Buns. All right. Good deal. Good deal, man.
When we were growing up, being a nerd was kind of cooler in the sense that you were, I'm not going to get all Marxist on this, but you were a victim if you were a nerd growing up. And the guy from the Avenger of the Nerds that said nerds, right?
Yeah.
That's how most people looked at us, right? So now it's like you're kind of like the normal
Ogre.
person.
That was Ogre.
Ogre, right? Now people like accept all the nerd stuff as well.
I met Ogre, man. I met all those guys at Colorado Springs Con. They had like a reunion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and they had Ogre was there and Booger.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
what's the guy who shot the javelin's name? Do you remember him? The black dude plays. He's gay in the movie.
I don't remember him. No,
Was
the
that Lamar?
limp-wristed guy.
Yeah, Lamar. He was. I mean, he did such a
Lamar,
good job.
Lamar,
yeah,
yeah.
such a good job of portraying like a gay guy in the movie that I thought he was actually gay in real life.
No, he wasn't.
I
I forgot
gay.
about his other roles.
No, you mistook him for X Allen.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, sorry.
The guy who played Booger is from the
Yep.
same city I live in now, Berkeley.
Oh, okay.
Berkeley, Michigan.
Yeah, he was really good in Moonlighting. I loved him in Moonlighting.
So he was in
Yep.
the Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
What was it? Risky Business.
Risky Business.
He was his
My
asshole guy.
favorite role he did was Better Off Dead with John Cusack. You know,
Oh yeah,
there's
yeah.
a whole mountain of it, and he's snorting snow. You know.
That's the only
Shadowpunk out
movie I
here-
remember him in.
Right. Shadowpunk out here wearing a T-shirt for 12-year-olds. Yeah, we're all.
That's not what that is.
I got one.
He's
Right
saying
here.
my Spider-Man T-shirts for 12-year-olds.
This one though. This one is
That's hard.
This is
That's
still
hardcore,
available.
man.
Yeah, there you go.
It's still available.
I'm not wearing a shirt. That's why I got my camera off.
2 more
Yeah, well, we thank you for that, Belmont. We
Thank
thank
you.
you for that. Anyway, hello, just right. Hey, Eastland, you always show up, dude. We are living in the future, Marsupial Gamer, LOL, and hell, yeah. You guys are going to have to get used to it. I met Booger, LOL, yeah.
Did he wipe his
And I
butt?
met Betty Childs, the blonde. Remember the cheerleader?
Yeah,
She's
right.
And I told her that as I was leaving after I got her autograph, I told her that
Yeah.
she was the first set of titties I ever saw, and I walked away.
Yeah, that's
By
a
the
lie.
way, you're the
That's a
first
lie.
woman I ever seen topless. Then I walked
Right,
away.
right.
Okay, you know who else was hot? You know who else was hot? Was the woman from Caddyshack, who was a blonde woman, Lacey Underall or whatever the hell her name was. In the
Oh,
movie.
right. Yeah.
She was in
yeah.
Tron.
Well, I guess Phoebe Cates would be my my first one.
That's
Yeah.
number one. There's no doubt about it.
Fast Times at Ridgemont
Dun,
High.
dun, 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 dun.
That movie is
That's
so
good,
classic.
that's
I can watch it like 5 times in a row.
Well, yeah, I mean it's
Well,
definitely.
I can rewind that pool scene 5 times in a row.
You got
How
to.
many? How many had a VHS tape and you got to that scene and the line started because
No.
you paused
Yeah.
it so much. You paused it so much you wore the magnetism out.
I was a pervert when I was a kid. I used to watch that nerd scene over and over again where she was
Nah.
fucking the nerd on the moon, but she thinks it's her boyfriend.
right.
it's really the nerd.
Right. Yeah.
And me and my friends used to come home from the pool, and then we would just go and just rewind it on the VHS,
Yeah.
and then the tape would get all fuzzy because we watched
Right.
it so many times.
Well, Robert Carradine went off the deep end after David Carradine died.
Did he?
He didn't handle it well. No, he didn't handle it well at all.
When you say off the deep end, what do you mean? Like,
well, I mean, he got into alcoholism and drug addiction for a while. I don't know. I haven't heard if he if he's.
I thought he's on The Walking
that.
Dead on that new Walking Dead show or whatever.
Evidently, he did. He did recover, but he's the guy that played Louis Skolnick from the Nerds.
Yeah.
So Anthony Edwards doesn't go to anything. I mean, he doesn't appear anywhere.
There is one thing where you know how Carradine died by supposedly choking himself with his belt, right?
Okay, give us the conspiracy, man. Go ahead.
Well, I'm telling you, dude, that is same thing happened with Michael Hutchins from InXS. Okay.
Yeah.
And so
that was a suicide, though. I'm pretty sure it was a suicide.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm not saying you're wrong. Okay, but I'm just hypothetically, his daughter was being raised by Bob Geldof, who's a big globalist like Bono. Right? they're connected to all these rich billionaire globalists.
Right.
And so they had a contention between the child, and I'm like that right there. That's a thing. That could be a thing. I'm not saying it is, but it always made me wonder.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Hail Dojo Kun, what's up, dude?
Dojo.
Hey, Dojo.
Let me see. There, something to discuss. This is kind of like a discussion. Sheldon ruined Nerds being a tight knit group, and it was a cool secret. Yeah. That whole Big Bang Theory. I remember really liking the early seasons, but I could see where it was headed. I see it was becoming a hipster thing. And I was like, this is only going to go bad places. And I really honestly think that Big Bang Theory is what attracted the leftist SJWs to the nerd culture. Yeah, unfortunately.
You know what? There's only one good reason to watch that show.
Okay. Kaylee Cuoco?
Of course. I mean,
I like Sheldon, man. He's the only reason I watch.
That's kind of crazy.
Oh, well, anyway. Random women running across camera in an airplane with
He likes to see somebody else that doesn't bleed anymore either. So.
Right. There you go. Let's see. Do you know the street value of this mountain? Yeah. It's a whole mountain. It's a whole mountain, man.
That's right.
Yeah. Better off dead. Being nerdy is now a way to look smart and look cool in some circles. It was not true a decade ago. No, it was not. No offense, LOL. None taken.
So one of the things that the Lord of the Rings movies did that I thought was I know everything about Lord of the Rings.
Mr. Hand took on a different meaning.
So when we were growing up, even people that played Dungeons and Dragons weren't into Lord of the Rings.
Right.
It was very niche. I don't know why, but it was. And and somehow Peter Jackson made it comfortable for normal people to get into it.
Right.
So that's a whole other geek thing that they took out of the closet, so to say.
Yeah.
And made people like now your grandma's like that Aragorn is so cool, and you're like, nobody could talk about him 20 years ago.
Stupid normies.
Did you know that Viggo Mortensen broke his foot live? It's in the movie.
In Lord of the Rings?
It was in Lord of the Rings, the Tale of Two Towers. Remember when he got to the pile of bodies and he thought that the hobbits were dead? And he kicked the helmet.
That's right.
He broke his toe. That's why he screamed. He broke his toe. But because he was still in character, he turned it into like a scream of rage. But that's how good he is. But
there was also the fact that he chipped his tooth.
Right.
When he was fighting in Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
That guy. I really like him in movies. He's really interesting and everything. But he's a big time leftist.
There's a darkness to him. He brings to every role. What was that movie? The Potential for Violence or something like that, where he played a guy. He just seemed like an ordinary guy running a cafe in a Midwest town, and some people came in looking for him, and he wound up like killing the hell out of them. I mean, killing the hell out of them. And it turned out it was like this. He escaped from like this gangster.
No, he was part of a mafia family.
Yeah, it's a mafia family, right?
He was a hitman of some sort with killer skills.
Right. So, yeah. Anyway, that being fake nerdy, I mean, pretending to like things because it's prestigious. Yep. Your T-shirt says it all. You know how hard finding a Marvel T-shirt was in the '80s. If you ever saw a kid with a Hulk T-shirt, you had to give them a little head nod because they know. Yeah, it was like a group. It was like now it's like hot topic or whatever. Making it accessible, right.
Every time
he has a gravitas presence in darkness. Yeah, he does.
Every time I see his name, Burkholder, I think of that guy, that scene from The Big Lebowski. He goes, tell that crowd Burkholder, I don't roll on Shabbos.
Well, you know what? It's probably what it's from. I mean, there's Big Lebowski references all in our group, man. They're everywhere. Yeah, that's Big Lebowski, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and Saturday morning cartoons. That's I pretty much every name has some attachment to one of those.
The Big Lebowski, those are Coen brothers. That's like their best movie, maybe, because it's so memorable, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're all clever and everything, but that's like such.
When that movie first came out, I remember Siskel and Ebert not knowing what the hell they were watching. Why does this movie exist? Why are we watching this movie? What is the point of this movie?
It's a good one.
They didn't understand that there really was no point to the movie. I mean, that was the beauty of it. You know?
Even when what's her name, Tara Reid says, "I'll suck your cock for $1,000." I mean, who puts that in a movie? Who does that, right?
Can I borrow $1,000?
No, yeah, seriously. Yeah. I think that kind of ended when she passed away. Just saying, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think she's one of the ones that died, didn't she? Didn't Tara Reid die?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking somebody else.
Yeah.
You live in a different reality or something.
I'm thinking of Brittany Murphy. I'm sorry. I get those two
Brittany Murphy.
Yeah, I'm getting those two mixed up. Yeah.
I think, oddly enough, Tara Reid is one of these women that look like, I'm going to be cruel and say she looks like a party girl slut, and she actually isn't. She
had a really bad boob job though. She was doing that Wild and Out, and they did it, and every time they did a picture of her, it's like it's really bad boob job. That she had,
I have no complaints. I don't know.
There you go.
You must have women lined up outside your door, and you have problems with that.
Where's the money, Lebowski? No, that guy was definitely the old man. That guy's definitely not the dude. He does not abide. That guy does not abide.
Even it's just so many cool, shut the fuck up, Donnie. And then the second later, he's like, what? They're like talking like normal friends,
I heard a rumor one time, or at least a theory one time, that Donnie was dead the whole movie. That because that he was dying the whole movie. He had cancer the whole movie. Yeah. If you go back and watch it, that's pretty interesting.
But when they talk to Donnie, they never say, "Hey, Donnie, what do you think?" And then he talks back. He's always a voice in the background that they're yelling at.
Oh, okay. So Tara Reid didn't die, just a career. Okay,
you see that weird video where she pops up from her stretcher and then a guy pushes her down really quick? That's strange.
Yeah. She was shoved down on the stretcher and shoved into the ambulance. Yeah, that was.
I'm telling you, dude, that whole thing is strange because all we know is that we saw the footage.
What is her attachment, or what is her connection to the Clintons? Because that looks like a Clinton thing. That looks like Arkansas to me. I mean,
don't rule it out. I mean, it might not be Clinton's, but it could be somebody like that. Because did you ever see her die? You didn't even see her in the car.
No.
Right? I'm not saying.
Well, they said that she died of anoxia, which means that she suffocated. But that woman did not look like she was dead of anoxia. You like suffocate to death. You don't like pop back up off of the, And plus, if she was in that burning car, supposedly, why did her little pink top not have any stains on it?
Oh, wow.
Maybe she went to Epstein's Island and she did a faked her death.
She just she just starred in a movie about child trafficking.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And but they're gonna after she passed, they suddenly went back into re-editing. To edit again. So that's.
Do you remember Randy Quaid?
Randy Quaid, yeah.
He got the hell out of Hollywood, and you remember him saying that they're going to kill him.
Yeah.
And you're like, this guy's a weirdo. What the hell is he talking about? I think this is kind of what he's talking about.
I don't know, man. I mean, the older I get, the more people with that I thought were crazy may not be entirely crazy, So.
Yeah, he fled to Canada. I remember that. He went nuts and said that Hollywood was going to kill him or something, and then he ran to.
Yeah.
I don't know. It says a lot because anywhere there's money, there's power, and then you have instant corruption, right? I mean, obviously.
Beware the star whackers. All right, Vince. All right. Well. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just seems like everything's a conspiracy these days. But you know what? I mean, maybe everything is a conspiracy. I don't know.
You don't know, but you know what though? If you raise your eyebrow too many times, you got to start wondering why the heck am I raising my eyebrow? There's things that people can't explain.
Well, I mean, it's like Mel Gibson. All the things that happened to him after the last, the Passion of the Christ. He went outside the studio system, went directly to the customer, funded the movie himself, and made a mint off of it. But he went around the system, and suddenly it's like everything went wrong for him. I mean, everything went wrong for him.
Shocker, right?
Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus, is a brilliant actor. Brilliant actor. There's no reason that guy shouldn't be a star because he's big frame, big muscular guy, handsome as hell, and an incredible actor. There's no reason that guy shouldn't be a big star. And his career just went as soon as he played Jesus in Passion of the Christ. Everybody connected to that movie just suddenly.
I'm going to tell you
getting phone calls.
That is the most violent movie I've ever seen in my life.
That is one of the most hard. That's the most.
Yeah, it was kind of violent.
That movie was horrific. I mean, it was horrific, man.
It was in your face graphic. It was one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, they didn't pull no punches. They didn't pull any punches at all.
And it didn't hurt that the woman they got to play Mary Magdalene was hot.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that does not hurt. I mean, because you have the violence, you have the beautiful women, and then Mary was actually the woman who played
Monica
Mary.
Bellucci was played Mary.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But the woman who played Mary, his mother, was pregnant during the movie.
Right. Yeah, and Satan was played by a woman.
Go figure.
That makes no sense.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh, you're all sexist.
No. Who plucked the apple? That's all I'm saying.
How dare you? Right?
Well, actually, Adam was there with her. That's pretty clear in scripture. So he kind of said, "I'm going to let you handle this one." So.
Well, but the thing is, if you put an apple next to a beautiful woman's face, you can sell the apple. If you put the apple next to our faces, what the fuck is? Get off the screen, right? I mean, it's just it's a beautiful women's cell.
Didn't know you were based, Shadowpunk. Right on, bro.
I'm not. Don't tell anybody I'm based.
No. Yeah, that's a secret. It's a closely kept secret. There you go. If you wouldn't have run all the trust in higher institutions and respected companies right into the damn ground, we wouldn't have this problem. Trust is earned. Hojo seems to know a lot about where the bodies are buried.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, he slips up, and it's like, "Oh, we're involved with more than you know." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Pray tell." And he's like, then he's immediately like, "Hey, how about my comic book?"
My colors are done on my first page.
Woo, yeah, look at here's the layout.
Hojo is a Howard Hunt of Comicsgate.
Yeah, he is. He really is. He's pretty interesting. He's kind of like it's like every time we like bring up a conspiracy theory, Hojo's like, "Oh yeah," and then he like lets slip something, and then he's like, "Oh, change the subject." Like the other day, he was talking about when I interrogated people.
When I'm waterboarding, I mean, you see my new colors.
It's like, really. He's a contractor. He was a contractor. Okay.
I just saw that movie, The Contractor. Is that based on Hojo's life?
I don't know. I think there was like a black forest involved or something. I don't know. Anyway, my name is Howard. Don't say out that loud, Yada knows this because he has my address.
I burn all that stuff instantly.
I interrogate people. Oh yeah, Dojo. Yeah, he interrogates people for the IRS though. So
does he?
Yeah.
He works at IRS?
Yeah, he's a contractor. So that's another level. That's another level of evil there. You know,
Dojo works for the man.
He works for the man. Yeah.
Dude, gotta quit.
Evidently, he's going to be very heavily armed in the next few months.
We don't need an AR-15, but Dojo does for some reason.
He's going to wind up with an arsenal, man.
He's one of the 87,000. I gotta look for that number in the Bible now.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I know I'm a corporate auditor. Do not work for the IRS. Okay, I apologize. For defaming your honor.
So Dojo is screwed like the rest of us now.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Anyway. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could just get here and just talk about the conspiracy theories and stuff happening all day long,
Except the conspiracy theories are all coming true.
They all seem to be, yeah.
I'm just wondering if all the people that called me a conspiracy theorist back in 2019, blocked me on social media are going to come back because they realized I was right about everything.
Probably not.
You know what's going to happen?
Probably.
Is that
it's the bad rubbish, garbage in, garbage out.
Clear to people, all the conspiracies that come true. Your family member who thinks you're a moron right now, in a year they're going to go, "Oh yeah, that does make sense." They're never going to say you were right because you were looking for the truth and I was not looking for the truth.
Well, we are in the presence of royalty, by the way. Hey, hello, Odin. Evening, gentlemen.
Hello.
What's up, Odin?
There you go.
Odin.
Hello, David. Genuine Comics.
GC?
Well, damn, if the time had been a little later, you could have just made Projectile Reptile an IRS agent when he lands in the future. Fortunately, Dojo found that funny, fortunately. So,
speaking of Odin, what did you guys think of the Vikings TV series?
I didn't watch it.
I did. I liked it.
The original one, not the new one, whatever they remade. The other company, whatever, the other channel took over and started making episodes.
The first 2 seasons are kick ass.
Yeah, and pretty accurate. And then suddenly I started hearing about them like casting black people.
See, that's the second show. That's not the original show that was on History Channel.
Right.
It's ridiculous. It's so you're like, okay, and there's like black people in the village living in Norway or whatever, Denmark. Like, come on.
Nah. Let's see. After MK Ultra, I'm full conspiracy theorist. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard not to, see conspiracies after that. Definitely. Well, I have to say though, I think a lot of people are starting to. A lot of people kind of like woke up this last little bit, watching a former president's home get raided. Which is
one thing after another that wakes people up.
It's a Rubicon that I never anticipated ever being crossed in my lifetime. But I mean that's
because they weren't getting enough drama out of the BS
January 6th.
January 6th stuff, because there's nothing there. People calmly walked in.
Yeah.
No, Pelosi's podium was mishandled.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
Someone drank a beer out of her mini fridge.
It was smudged.
And it wasn't her. The end of the world.
And how about the guy that seems to be invisible to the FBI that was actually there going, "Hey, let's go into the Capitol."
Ray Epps, undercover FBI agent.
Yeah. And it's like,
let's break all the windows.
it's like, who? Yeah, I mean, they asked that lady, it's like, and she's like, I am not free to comment at this time. You know, it's like, that was her answer to everything. It's like,
I can't answer that.
I can't answer that.
Remember a time when you would boldly lie to Congress and they would just imprison you for it?
Right.
But, as long as you're pushing their agendas,
right,
from the right party, which is actually the left, you get a free walk.
Yeah, pretty much. The majority of things that the U.S. government covers up are mostly screw-ups or things that would make them look bad, which is a lot. Yeah. Octagon says, fat. Yeah, that's what they're yelling at the guy.
Mm-hmm.
They would take Trump out in handcuffs on national television. It's inevitable. That's where he is headed. This whole thing's a psyop public opinion for election. They know they can't win fairly. Okay, most likely.
But you got to wonder, though, what is, like, I think they're going to have to do that to Trump to wake as many people up as possible, right?
Well, I tell you what, my blue pill, my red pill moment, where I really realized we had gone too far was when Comey comes on national television and tells everybody, yes, Hillary Clinton did these things. Yes, she did.
No big deal.
But no prosecutor is going to convict her in the country. And I'm not, did you ask all the prosecutors? Because I'm sure there's prosecutors out there like, it's an open shut case. Are you kidding me? Hand it to me, But when he said that, I was like riding in my car and I remember pulling over the side of the road and because I just gotten like this chill up and down my spine. And I'm like, we really have people that are above the law now that literally can do anything, can murder somebody and get away with it. And sure enough, it's like we're all joking about Epstein, right? Oh yeah, they're gonna kill him off, and then suddenly, son of a gun, they killed him off.
The camera stopped working.
You know.
Well, you don't even know if he's dead.
Come on, man.
No,
on, man. It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, it is possible.
Turn off the camera, walk out.
Yeah.
Right. Those just as possible.
Right. Dojo says, I love how the violent insurrection was a bunch of people who stayed within the velvet ropes as they stormed the Capitol.
Yeah, and they picked up trash, some of them. Yeah.
The prosecutors know they'll get suicided if they go after her. Yeah, probably. What they're trying to do now is something we've been doing worldwide for the better part of a century. We wrote the book on fixing elections and regime changes. They just turned it inward. Once again, Hojo makes a statement, and you're like,
yeah.
Okay. How much are you really involved with, dude? Actually, I don't want to know, Hojo. I don't need to visit in the middle of the night.
You probably see him at your house tomorrow. We have a little talk with you.
It's like, I know where you live, Bunny. It's like, okay, dude. Drop the subject.
Yeah, remember when the comedian snuck in on that one guy, whatever it was, went in his room when he was sleeping? It's gonna be like that.
Right. He's sitting there crying on his bed. And the guy's
you like, cry out your bed. Yeah.
The guy's like pulling the blanket up to him, saying, "Holy shit!"
You have to wonder like why Vince Foster killed himself and what he discovered before that happened. Because I'll bet you he discovered he was probably a left-wing normal guy.
Well, can you imagine that we almost had a lady with that much of a body count as president in the United States? I mean,
you don't want to get Clinton next, do you?
Well, George Bush wasn't any worse or any better, right? I mean, both of the Bushes were psychopaths.
Okay, I'm not denying. I mean, at this point, I'm not denying anything.
What do you wanted me to do a show about Hillary's kill list?
Yeah. He said no, we're not going to do her kill list. So we decided
I'm not going to be adding my name to that list.
Okay, hold on one second. Hojo says, no, you are all safe. Those days are long gone. I don't even have a security clearance anymore. He didn't deny. He didn't deny it, though, did he? He said, but I do have friends. I can find out information if I need it. That scared the shit out of some jackass at the comicbookmovie.com forum. Okay, we're friends, right, Hojo? We're friends, dude. Totally friends.
Find out tomorrow night.
I guess we will. All right. That's pretty much I guess that's the show for the day. Let me advertise for tomorrow. We're doing comics we're doing Cannabis and Conspiracies tomorrow on Belmont's channel, also simulcasting to this channel and to Luke Stone. Tomorrow we are going to talk about the moon landing conspiracy. Yeah. So we're going to go in on that. Did it actually happen? What are the theories involved?
I might know somebody that's actually been high enough to land on the moon without a rocket.
This guy? This one right here?
Could be. Could have been me about 20 years ago, but we'll go with the other guy.
Is that how you wound up in the wheelchair?
No.
Okay. All right. Anyway, let's see here. Jackass. There we go. Before we go, I wanted to do that to people for years. One of my favorite scenes from Watchmen. Right. Show up in their house and and sit on their bed crying. Sad face.
You're the closest thing I have to a friend.
The answer is Whitewater.
Okay. Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was. What? Yeah, look it up. What time? What time? 3:30 tomorrow, Vince, on the Belmont's channel. It'll also be on my channel and also be on Luke's. But Belmont's is the one you want to go to comment. And you have to be subscribed to Belmont's channel to comment. So,
because I don't want bots.
He doesn't want bots. There you go. I'll definitely try to be there. All right, dude. That's good. If you know people who are rich and are into kiddie porn, they often die of suffocation with sex pleasure. Okay. All right.
What?
I don't know.
And that's why you need to be subscribed to Belmont's channel to make sure.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, that's going to be tomorrow at 3:30. This has been Cooper Eastern Standard Time. Right. Okay. Which is 2:30 Central, 1:30 Mountain, and 12:30 on Pacific Standard Time. There you go.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, hold on one second. Randy Quaid was smart and was telling the truth. Yeah. Hell, guys, stay healthy. All right.
Take care, Doja.
Anyway, if you haven't liked or subscribed to this channel, feel free to do so as soon as possible. And we will see you guys next time tomorrow on Cannabis and Conspiracies on Belmont Press channel. And until then, y'all have a good day.
Tell me what's on your mind.